Hello, everybody. I wanted to update you. I wanted to update you about this historic trial, one of the worst things I have ever heard of. This woman in her 70s, her husband for over 10 years put substances in her drink. She was knocked out cold, and up to 80 to 90 men that they know of graped her. Graped by over 80 to 90 men because her husband allowed it to happen. So, okay, it says that the man who put substances in his wife's drinks for nearly a decade and invited over a dozen men to grape his own wife was found guilty. And he has been sentenced to 20 years. 20 years? Are you kidding me? That is an absolute joke. That is a joke. And this woman does have a lot of courage to show her face. So many women, a lot of women who suffer from grape can feel a sense of shame, even though it wasn't her fault at all. But she's showing her face. And I'm disturbed that the media, this happened in France, okay? I'm surprised that the media is trying to cover up her husband's face. They don't want to show his picture a lot. Why not? He's an animal, an absolute animal. So I want to show you the pictures of some of the men who did this to her. Shout out to the person who sent me the link. You know who you are. And I'm going to show the pictures of the men's faces who graped her. So there's a group, they want to nominate her for a humanitarian award, Gisèle Pelicot. It says that this woman is a global icon. She is the symbol of dignity, resilience, strength, courage, defiance, and determination for every woman everywhere. Show your support so we can use this as evidence for her nomination. Okay, they want her to get a humanitarian award because of her strength and courage for women. Okay, so here are some of the men. Take a good look, everybody. This is not all of them. This is not all of them. These men went over to that man's house and that woman's house. She was unconscious and they graped her. There was no consent. She wasn't even awake. They knew what they were doing. Some of them have been convicted of grape before. They are from all walks of life, all different ages, all different ethnicities. Take a good look at them. They need to be publicly humiliated, and some of them were arrested. I heard that there was about 400 years total for a number of them. I would say give them the penalty. You know how I feel. So take a good look at them coming over there, and her husband letting these men do that to her. And from the reports I heard, she has about 3 STDs she got from some of these men. This is absolutely horrific, and he should have been given the penalty, her husband. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so as we can see, her husband, her ex-husband, has been put in jail. He's been jailed for 20 years for this mass grape trial. Okay, she says, I never regretted making this public. This is a public trial. French grape survivor Gisèle Pelicot ex-husband has been put in jail for 20 years after putting substances and graping her, inviting dozens of strangers to also grape her for over a decade. Dominique Pelicot, 72, her ex-husband, was found guilty of all charges by a judge in southern France, and he had the audacity to cry in court when he was sentenced for the maximum term. He was on trial with 50 other men who were found guilty of at least one charge, although their jail terms were less than what prosecutors had demanded. Mrs. Pelicot and her children looked emotionless as the verdicts were read out, occasionally glancing at the defendants and resting their heads against the wall. The convictions brought an end to France's largest grape trial, which over the course of 3 months has shocked the country and the world. On Thursday morning, police shut the road opposite of the courthouse to accommodate hundreds of people who turned up to offer their support for Mrs. Pelicot. A large banner was saying, "Thank you, Gisèle," was spread across a wall facing the entrance. Underneath it, several members of the public chanted, "Grapist, we see you," as defendants trickled in ahead of the trial. Speaking outside of the court following the verdict, Mrs. Pelicot said that the trial had been a very difficult ordeal. She attended almost every day of the trial, appearing in the same courtroom as her husband of 50 years, who she is now divorced. French and global media followed the case with growing interest, and hundreds of journalists were present in the court. On Thursday, Mrs. Pelicot spoke words to hundreds of people that chanted her name and sang feminist songs. She gave her profound thanks to her supporters and said she had confidence in there being a better future when men and women can live in mutual respect. Mrs. Pelicot's ex-husband, Dominique Pelicot, who had already confessed to his crimes, was found guilty of aggravated grape. He also was found guilty of the attempted grape of the wife of one of his co-accused, Jean-Pierre Marchal. Dominique Pelicot was also found of taking indecent images of his own daughter, Caroline Darian, and his daughter-in-law. Oh my goodness. Caroline, who was in court, said she felt like she was a forgotten victim, unlike her mother. Okay. Dominique denied doing things to his daughter. I will never come see you, and you will pass away alone like a dog. Good. That's what she said to her father. I won't come see you. You will pass away like a dog. Dominique Pelicot, her disgusting husband, stood accused alongside 50 other men. 46 of them were found guilty of grape and attempted grape and sexual, you know what. Several of them have already spent years in jail as they were arrested when police conducted their investigation in 2021. Okay, most of the men on trial had denied what they did was grape. They denied that they graped her, even though she was laying there completely unconscious and did not consent. They argued they didn't realize that Mrs. Pelicot was unconscious, so they didn't know, oh my goodness, that they were graping her. It's an argument that sparked nationwide discussion about France's legal definition of grape. Take a good look. This is him right here. Take a real good look at him. That's her ex-husband. This is who did it. Married for 50 years, and he did not honor his role as husband as protector. He let up to 80 men, 50 to 80 to 90 men come in the home, had his own wife unconscious, and let men grape her and give her STDs, her own husband, and took pictures of his daughter that they found. This is absolutely disgusting. And I think he should have been given the penalty. He shouldn't even be alive, in my opinion. So that is it. I just wanted to show the pictures of the men. Thank you for sending me the information. And I wanted to update you on what's going on. I think so many of those men should be given the penalty, especially her husband. And she does have a lot of strength. Okay, I'm happy she continued with the trial, and she's not ashamed. She didn't do anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong, and she wants to show other women you don't have to hide in shame. You can go to trial, get them arrested, get justice, and it's absolutely horrible. And she's not the only one. I believe that with everything in me. She's not the only one, but he got caught. Her husband got caught. And this is just disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Ladies, do not take drinks from men, whether he is I don't care if he's I know some of you might think, well, he's my husband or my boyfriend. Okay, when you go out to the bar, do not turn your head. Do not turn your head at all. Even the bartender, watch what he's doing with your drink, because sometimes they work with people. Okay, don't take drinks from men, and watch them very closely. You got to be so careful. So I just wanted to let you know what's going on. Okay, so thank you all. Please subscribe. Come on over. Check out my other videos. Get those likes up. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye, everyone.